Good evening and welcome to channel Yemaswati News. My name is Kanyisile Mabuza. Before we start with our news bulletin, viewers at home, let's take a look at our top stories making headlines this half an hour. Her Majesty the Queen Mother in Ndlovukazi today landed through the Yemaswati the Third's International Airport as she is coming back home from Morocco. Today, the House of Assembly has approved of loans that are going to assist the Kingdom of Eswatini construct a number of roads. And finally, Swati Mobile gave away their first prize under the Win a Million competition, which amounts to 500,000 emalangeni to 11 lucky customers. And before we continue with our news in detail, viewers at home, I'd like to take this opportunity and reiterate the message which we have just watched from Giniwesiva campaign that entails that Yemaswati should adhere to all the basic protocols put in place to fight against the spread of COVID-19. This is a campaign by the Ministry of Health, the National Disaster Management Agency, sponsored by UNICEF Eswatini. And now we shall carry on with our news bulletin. Today, Her Majesty the Queen Mother in Ndlovukazi landed through the King Mzwati III's International Airport in the evening. She was coming back home from Morocco, where she had lived over 2 weeks ago. Let's take a look at what happened. The House of Assembly today approved of loans that are going to assist the country construct the road from Sikunusa to Nhlangano, which amounts to 649 million emalangeni, as well as another road that will go from Big Bend to Lukula, amounting to 70 million emalangeni, and another road from Lonhlupego to Sitegi. Let's have a report.
During today's sitting session of the House of Assembly, the Member of Parliament of Manzini South constituency raised a motion which was accompanied by a report pleading the House to enable the operation of the Lukula Big Bend Road and the Lonhlupego Stegi Road as a near completion.
Umsebenzi lo sewendiwa lona speaker lesingeke sisakhona nokuthi singathi sitawuthi no kanjani. Lokumnanzi nje kwako speaker ngumsebenzi lo yakubantu la part of service delivery nishwa.
Supported by the Nzingeni Member of Parliament, he pleaded with members to allow the report to be passed in the House.
Kutholakele ukuthi sekukhona letinye tintfo lekudingeke ukuthi tendiwe so tibalile mover ifake ekhatsi four-way bridge nekurelocata titolo kurelocatewa kanjalo nema-services lafake ekhatsi baka-water services.
On another note, Member of Parliament for Manzini South also presented a report pleading with the members of Parliament to allow for government to be granted a loan of 647 million and above to rehabilitate the Sikunusa Nhlangano Road.
The construction period of the remaining works is about 18 months. Bahlonishwa siyacela nisibusisele lo msebenzi bahlonishwa siyathi kona lokuthi kukhona lokungahambanga kahle bahlonishwa emsebenzini kulabo labe bawenda phambilini.
Member of Parliament for Nzingeni constituency supported the motion, stating the importance of the construction of the road.
Kuyadzingeka lo mgwaqo and utawugcina wakhiwe noma singete sawakha. Mane lokubuhlungu leliswati lesilisitako itawukhanza sowudulile. It will be more expensive to do it. Kupesayenda last year lo mgwaqo ngawushiphile kunanyana. It's getting more and more expensive kanti lesidingo sikhona. Ngiko-ke sagcina siyindlu sathi akuyimotion let's minister. Hamba uzame lo ongakwena. La maswati lasawumele kangaka lo mgwaqo. Amana sitakale athole kuhamba sisitakale sonke.
The road will be constructed by the Inyati after the recent construction company that was granted the tender failed to do due diligence. The song of Yemaswati News, Parliament.
The Ministry of Information, Communications and Technology, in conjunction with the ESWATINI Communications Commission at the Royal Villas today, officially launched the beginning of the Cybersecurity Awareness Month. This year's tagline is Be Cyber Smart, and it was launched officially by the representative of the minister, which was the principal secretary at the Royal Villas. Let's take a look.
A study shows that 50% of the world population is now online. In year 2021, 1.3 billion people were added, especially children, being the fastest online. This was revealed today at Royal Villas in ESWATINI, where the Ministry of Information, Communications and Technology collaborated with the ESWATINI Communications Commission to officially launch the 2021 ESWATINI Cybersecurity Awareness Month, which is meant to raise awareness about cybercrime. The theme for this year is Be Cyber Smart. The representative of the Minister for Information, Communications and Technology, Mr. Maxwell Masuku, who is also the Principal Secretary in the Ministry, stated that the COVID-19 pandemic showed how dependent people are on the internet.
The Cybercrime and Computer Crime Bill is before Parliament for enactment. It is my belief that a framework such as this bill shall provide for effective enforcement of cybersecurity and equally effective punishment for cyber criminals. I am proud that the Ministry and the Commission have also initiated a project on developing a national digital strategy.
The Chief Executive Officer for ESWATINI Communications Commission, Mvilawempi Dlamini, stated that it is important to address cybersecurity risk.
It is therefore imperative to note that addressing cybersecurity risks has become more important than ever now. Decision makers need to incarnate this fact in their discourse, as the digital domain poses a new type of threat to our safety and security.
The representative of the National Commissioner of Police in the Kingdom, Mrs. Mamsi Dlamini, who is the Deputy National Commissioner, stated that this program came at the right time and it anchors the Interpol Global Campaign on Cybercrime.
The local approach to Interpol's Global Awareness Campaign on Cybercrime was intent on countering criminal activities perpetuated through the medium of the computer and internet, which deplete the economy and frustrate development.
Tina Makunda, the National Director at World Vision Eswatini, stated that this program will teach Yemaswati as to how they can co-exhibit with technology in a safe environment. I am Zandile Mpapane for Channel Yemaswati News with Impolis Mavuso, ESWATINI.
The ESWATINI Communications Commission later this afternoon at the Mountain Inn awarded companies that are sellers or retailers of cell phones, television sets and other electronic appliances licenses that are valid for 3 years. These licenses are going to enable these companies, or the regulator rather, to ensure that the customer and the producer or the retailer rather are all taken care of equally. Let's have a report.
The communications regulator in the Kingdom of Eswatini Communications Commission, allowed and awarded certificates of operation to operators who are installer, importer and distributor of electronic equipment in the Kingdom of Eswatini. They were given a code of conduct and guidelines on how they can run their business so that Yemaswati can continue to benefit, and them as business people also enjoy the benefits of being protected by the law.
May I send a stern warning to some people who may still be out there doing this kind of business without a license issued by the Commission. It is an offense to be involved in a business of this sort without having a license, and as such, consumers who purchase electronic communications equipment from unlicensed service providers will not enjoy the protection of the law, and are literally on their own. Licensing for this kind of category of licenses is very important for your business as well as for the protection of the consumer. Your line of business is dependent on consumer experience, and as such there is a need that the service you provide be at a required standard and should meet all the technical requirements. The license comes with a number of obligations which the Commission will be monitoring from time to time to ensure compliance. May I highlight the following: is what we call type approval of electronic communications equipment. Every electronic communications equipment you sell or deal with under this license must be type approved by the Commission before it can be distributed to the consumer. No electronic.
For Channel Yemaswati News, I'm Linda Shongwe with Kimberly Mavuso Babane.
Mani, khumbula kutsi kuchawulana nekutsinzana ungathelelana i-COVID-19. Caphela, khumbula kutsi kubambelana sinatfwa engilasini yinye nako kungathelelana i-COVID-19. Ungachubeki, khumbula kuvikela labaseceleni kwakho ngekutsimlela ingosela. Bagcini besive, asente kuhamba ngemigomo ekuvikela i-COVID-19. Indlela lensha yetfu sonke kuphila kute sitigcine siphephile kanye nesive sonke asikhumbutane njalo ngalesikutshelwa litiko letemphilo nge-COVID-19. Asikwende konke, gcoka sifonyo, geza tandla ngensipho nemanti lahambako, gcina umkhatsi uphindze ugweme ticubu. Mgcini wesive, ungapheli mandla i-COVID ingakapheli.
Do it all from the palm of your hand with the ESWATINI Ministry of Health Alert app. You can get access to the app by getting the link from the ESWATINI Ministry of Health social media pages and by scanning the QR code found on posters. Use the WhatsApp number 79436585 and send hi. Then, following the prompts, you can get to register for your COVID-19 jab. Get the latest updates on COVID-19 and even get access to a healthcare professional. There's so much more at your fingertips with the ESWATINI Ministry of Health. Do it all. Vaccinate, wash your hands, and wear a mask.
iCash Hardware offers a wide range of industry-leading painting material from roller brushes to a variety of durable paints. We have everything you need from high-quality aluminum windows to elephant doors. iCash has the best electrical materials such as conduit pipes and house wires. High-quality roofing material like strong timber, heavy tiles, IPR corrugated iron and nails. Visit iCash today and get the strongest building materials such as wheelbarrows, mesh wires and reinforcements. We offer the most popular cement. At iCash, we have unbeatable prices for irrigation pipes, maize and water tanks. We offer convenient delivery from all our branches across the Kingdom of Eswatini. For more information, contact us at 24371 710 or send us an email at buycashhardware@gmail.com. Buy cash, buy quality, buy it less.
That's the summer of right with our brand new collection at Wellwell Wholesale and Retail. Step hop in Air Force and Chadon sneakers from only 180 emalangeni, sandals from 50 emalangeni, heels from 160 emalangeni. We also have formal blazers, hoodies, dresses, cosmetics, bags, bedding and much more. We have special on selected items every week. Find us in Manzini Mzimnene Center opposite bus rank and next to Manzini Mall opposite the post office. In Babane, we are at the 4-way building. Call us on 76349466. Wellwell Wholesale and Retail. Feel trendy with us.
1, 2, 3 shaya bola bola baze baphela buhlungu bami bengingatholi bantwana mhle senginayo into engixoxa naye ngizidala naye Hayi ngiyayibonga nahlelo lwa foster care program lolwangilethela wena mfana wami. Namhla senginalo nami uthundulo lwami lwakusasa. Sengiyadi ukuthi sekukhona umuntu engihlala naye lesicoca naye.
Bantwa bethu foster care help raise the future bethembethile.
Welcome back and thank you very much for staying with us. I'd also like to take this opportunity and welcome all of our viewers who have just tuned into channel Yemaswati News. And now we shall continue with our news bulletin. Today, Swati Mobile awarded their first 11 winners in the Win a Million competition, which comes for the second time this year. The overall winner was Mrs. Simanga Dlamini, who walked away with 250,000 emalangeni and 10 other people who are his friends and family. Let's have a look. Lomuhla njengoba lulunye enyangeni yeLweti inkampani yeSwati Mobile ihlomelise ulwabokela abawinile emncintiswaneni wa-Win a Million loqhamuka. Today being the 1st of November, Swati Mobile made their first draw for the Win a Million competition, whereby Mr. Simanga Dlamini walked away with a sum of 250,000 emalangeni. 10 other people won the rest of 250,000 emalangeni, as they were also part of the winning combination. Mr. Kulile Dlamini, who is the Chief Marketing Officer at Swati Mobile, interviewed Mr. Dlamini, and this is how it went.
Uyalithola licingo uva kunjani nje nabakutshela ukuthi
wena? Ngishiye konke lena ndimathulusi nje ngashiye lena everything.
Awuthenga la mali?
No, as in like ndawubuya. Ngabona, yes.
Ukholiwe lekhasi nawo shayela nje ukholwa ukuthi yathi labantu bakhuluma iqiniso.
Hayi ngiqale ngangakholwa, ngikhole nangishayelwa ngumshana wami. Thobeka. Yes, ngilapho ke la ngikhole kuba sebashaya ke labanye bangibuta.
Yeah.
Abanye bobhuti wami eSouth Africa nakhona bashaya.
Asangibute nawo umbuto nawo. Le competition bo uyadini.
Okay, bengingayadi kahle. Benginayo le clue ukuthi khona. But nje bengesiwe lebengiyadi nje ngathi vele no vele bengiyilandzelela.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kude ke ngiya ngoba phela sasishito thina sasivedela labo labangayilandzeli noma uyayadi but wangayilandzeli. Sitakakhela bangani.
Yes, njengoba kwentekile.
Njengoba sekwentekile nje. No siyakubongela kakhulu bo uspende emalini.
Esikhathini lesingana nje.
Sengisho kulo October.
Oh, kulo October. I think ifikile lebo 300.
Dlamini stated that he is also going to continue building his house and finish it off and pay some of the school fees for one of his children. The competition is still running for November, as the prize for this month is 750,000 emalangeni, and by joining and nominating 10 other people, you will stand a chance as a Swati Mobile customer to win your share of 750,000 emalangeni. I'm Kanyisile Mabuza for Channel Yemaswati News. Babane. 22 Mozambican nationals have lost their jobs, and since then they do not have any roof over their heads. This follows that a company that they were working for encountered some problems and they were laid off. They currently live in a tent that was donated by the Red Cross Society. Let's have a report.
The Mozambican men were working for another company at Pumla Mtashi. After the company's directors could not see eye to eye in the company, it resulted in the company's bank accounts being frozen and all the Mozambican men that were working in the company being stranded because they were moved from the houses that were being rented out by the company. The men have been left with nothing to eat and currently finding shelter in tents. The director of the Mozambican Association, Mr. Domingos Tomo, explains.
Abakakhona ukusotha out lama salary bese basala bacabane basala baqhubeke nenkantolo yabo nakubophana kwabo nalama malungelo abo nguloku khona nyalo la bahlabe enyanza yela abantu bafika kimi big band batokhala lokho sekuqale nje mhla ka 5 sona ngakhumbula kahle mhla ka 5 last month bakhala sikhulumisane nabo sisane emaphoyiseni bo big band sisane emaphoyiseni bo spofanini kuthi lenza ukungayiwa khona Mr. kuthi lenza ingabekwe khona lenza bayalabantu la sibabekele njengokubona nje ukuze bathole le change ngoba balele 2 days ngala ngaphandle phaso sihlahla sinena sifika la bakhanza bala sifike kuthande ebusuku la bakhanza balele ngaphandle la belina nekuna litulu isimo sinana sisihlathemisa umtimba vele simatima kakhulu lana nje solo sibabekelele ethende sibabekele kuthanzi lethende kuthi nekudla kuthi nemandi kuthi kukhona nje umuntu otosuka wende njani bende njani kuyakhalisa nje lokukhona khona ngolesimo lenisibona kulesi balahliwe labantu la kuthi lenzawo kuthi le office singabikele khona sibikele office ya phasi kwantunankulu lelibukela lokuhlombisa kwabantu ukuthi maybe bona bangakhona ukubona ngoba abantu la bayengiwe labantu la bahungiwe la ukuthi uyanto sebenza sinisinika ukuthi ngathi kusayiboshwa ngani lenkampani le dlala nalabantu kanje sikathi ukuthi ababoshwa ngani labantu labadlala nabantu kanje.
The men are 22 in number. Reporting for Yemaswati channel, I'm Renhla with Gary Carlos. It's Pumla Mtashi.
Umhluma Women and Youth Foundation says they are now currently waiting for Ndaba Zabantu from Manzini to make a verdict that is going to ensure that Miss Borges at Bethany evacuates the homestead where she currently lives. This follows an urgent removal of an application at the High Court. We have a report.
The director of Umhluma, ESWATINI, Mr. Lungelo Zulu, said that they had to follow the law pertaining the eviction of Mrs. Borges at Bethany. This comes after her lawyers had applied for urgent application in the High Court of ESWATINI. However, Mr. Zulu said that he heard that the lawyers of Mrs. Borges had withdrawn the application in the High Court. Hence, they are now waiting on Ndaba Zabantu of Manzini to lead the eviction of Mrs. Borges.
Asibonga mnathu lo kwendekile after sesiphumile sijobo fanele simake aphume kwendiwa lokufanele kwendiwe kwakhulunywa bo station commander nelobukele region nemaphoyisa mango akhona lobanga lomdzala kwakhulunywa sivele afuna ayophuma manje lobese kuyadilaya kancane ukuthi ubese manje uthatha ummeli indzaba zoyifaka on an agent application enkantolo lenkulu bahle sebese kuyefika kithi ngeoffice lakhe Ndaba Zabantu ukuthi lo mmeli wamanje ubese uyayiwithdraw lenzaba enakhe enkantolo kumele ukuthi sikwende ngesinhlangano lokucala liveke lingakapheli ukuthi nyalo lo ngandaba zabantu babethi kade kube nguye ke manje ke lokhuluma na station commander nalo wamahlala inabo eMalkens ukuthi make uphuma kanjani because kunama procedures la fanele ukuthi alandzeleke ngoba akafanele ezimake aphula emalungelo alabantu abakabudgets akafanele nathi sifunakala sesiphula emalungelo lenabo akhemake akabonakala ukuthi nathi sifunakala sesinyathela umthetho because if both bokune court order ufuna bese indzaba iyema ulalele court order ukuthi thini but nje lokhona sitaqhubeka sinako sihlolo delandaba zabantu simceba benzana ndazana ukuthi ahambe ayokhipha ama budgets because nguye kuphela lo lalamandla ukuthi angamba ayomkhipha ama budgets kuloko nje nawo lesingakusho sisolo siyayisebenta.
For Yemaswati channel, I'm Gary Carlos with Manzini.
The Chief Police Information and Communications Officer, Superintendent Pindile Vilagati, says it is not true that those who went to submit their applications, who are aspiring police officers, had their applications thrown into the trash. She said that it is not true and they truly appreciate all those who brought in their applications because today was the last day for such. Let's have a report.
As today marks the deadline for submitting applications in the Real Eswatini Police Force, there were reports, especially on social media, that some applications were not considered as they were destroyed even before being considered for the job. Our reporters conducted Chief Police Informations and Communications Officer Superintendent Pindile Vilagati, who stated that the reports are false. Vilagati mentioned that people can come to the service to acquire more information about the reports and they will see for themselves that indeed the reports are inaccurate.
Siyabonga msakade namhlanje ngaloku 1 November 2021 ilanga lekugcina lekuthatha ama applications emaphoyiseni sibonile ke vele inombolo letsetulu tebantu baletha ama applications lokunye lesikubonile ukuthi ukhanza ukuthi nalabo mhlambe labanga apply labanga qualify nabo vele bayafostela kuma nebathathele lawo ama applications abo but siyabonga ukuthi sisabachazela ngale process labanye babe nako ukunderstand ngoba lesingachaza nje ukuthi le qualification yakho ikuniketa ema scores thide noma ema mark thide so vele uma ngabe ungenayo lama requirements sevele ulahlekelwe ama mark automatically ema chance ukuthi ungayiphasa for interview awasekho kungako ke vele besistika kuloko ukuthi sithatha labo labana lama qualifications njengoba bekabhaliwe ephepheni. Sike sativa ke tindzaba letifaka ekhatsi ukuthi kunema application lajikwa eceleni. Siyabona ke ukuthi vele kunebantfu labanetinhloso nje tekuyona kakhulu organization emaphoyisa.
She mentioned that the police consider everybody's application and that those who will be considered for the job are people who are qualifying to be in the force.
Feedback ukuthi kude la kulahlwe khona kuvulwa lifayela lemuntu ngemuntu aniketwe inombolo yakhe la tawubuya ngayo.
I am Zandile Mpapane for Channel Yemaswati News with Mxolisi Mavuso Mbabane.
And with that, we have come to the end of our news bulletin, viewers at home. But before signing out, let's take a look at our top stories making headlines once again. Her Majesty the Queen Mother in Ndlovukazi today landed through the King Mswati III's International Airport as she comes home back from Morocco. The House of Assembly today approved of loans that are going to be used to construct a number of roads in the Kingdom of Eswatini. And finally, Swati Mobile today make their first giveaway under the Win a Million competition, where the 11 lucky winners walked away with 500,000 emalangeni. Thank you very much for staying with us. I'm going to leave you again with a message from the Ministry of Health and the National Disaster Management Agency, sponsored by UNICEF, on the Yemaswati campaign. Please do have a good night and a great week ahead. God bless you.